Hey everyone, welcome back to Cryptomania. I'm Josh, and today we've got a jam-packed episode for all the XRP holders, traders, and crypto enthusiasts out there. There's breaking news, price action, and major shifts on the horizon for Ripple and the entire XRP ecosystem, so buckle up. Let's jump right in. First, let's talk about the big headline. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has just announced a major change for how Ripple communicates with the public and investors. As of late Monday, Garlinghouse made it clear that after the second quarter of 2025, Ripple will end its long-running tradition of releasing quarterly XRP markets reports. Now, if you've been in the XRP space for a while, you know these reports have been the gold standard for transparency since 2017, giving us regular insight into Ripple's XRP holdings, activity, and overall market dynamics. But why the change, and why now? According to Garlinghouse, the reason is twofold. First, Ripple wants to evolve its transparency approach after the recent closure of the years-long legal standoff with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC. Second, there's a sense that Ripple's openness was, in his words, used against us by the SEC and others in that high-stakes court battle. So moving forward, there will still be transparency, but it won't be business as usual. The reports will look a little different, signaling a strategic shift to protect the company while still serving the XRP community's need for accurate, timely information. Let's recap what made this moment possible. The SEC officially withdrew its final appeal of the landmark case ruled by Judge Annalisa Torres, who concluded that XRP sales on public exchanges do not constitute securities transactions. This gives a powerful layer of regulatory clarity that XRP supporters have been waiting for. However, there's still a partial regulatory cloud. The judge did find that $728 million in XRP institutional sales violated securities laws. Ripple was initially slapped with a $125 million fine. But after negotiations and the SEC's retreat, this penalty is now expected to be closer to $50 million. Still, the legal victory is a huge turning point for both Ripple and the crypto industry. Looking at the markets, how did XRP fare as the legal dust settled? Well, XRP was one of the true outperformers in early 2025. While Bitcoin and Ethereum were stagnant or even sliding, XRP soared more than 50% in Q1, hitting a high of $3.40, a level it hadn't seen since early 2018. Trading volumes exploded too, with daily peaks over 16 billion and a first-quarter average of $3.2 billion. Even with the recent pullback, XRP is currently trading at about $2.00, down slightly over the past 24 hours. The broader trend is impressive. A 295% gain year-over-year, far outpacing Bitcoin's 47% increase and dwarfing Ethereum's 43% plunge in the same period. However, it's not all green lights. On-chain activity on the XRP ledger did take a hit, with a 37% drop in transactions and a 40% fall in new wallets compared to late 2024. Some analysts chalk this up to a short-term rotation into other Layer 1 chains and a hangover from the legal saga, but it's a metric worth keeping an eye on moving forward. So, what are the experts predicting? Market analysts say the XRP price outlook for 2025 is still bullish. According to institutional models, conservative estimates place XRP's future price at $6.37, with some optimistic, utility-driven forecasts going as high as $30. These are not just meme numbers, they're based on institutional data and fresh utility prospects after Ripple's court victory and improved institutional access. With regulatory clarity now largely in place, and the door open for new exchange-traded products and global partnerships, the fundamental story is stronger than ever. To wrap this all up, Ripple is making major moves, not just on the legal and regulatory front, but in how it engages with the XRP community and potential investors. The end of the SEC battle, the overhaul of transparency reports, and a reinvigorated commitment to institutional adoption mean the rest of 2025 could be pivotal for XRP. If you're an XRP holder or thinking about jumping in, these are developments you definitely want to monitor closely. That's it for today's Cryptomania update. If you found this deep dive helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. That way you never miss out on the biggest crypto stories as they break. And don't forget to share this video with your friends. We're building a stronger crypto community together. Thanks for watching. I'm Josh, and I'll see you in the next one.